Hello and welcome back to Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. Last time we went to the anatomical opera again and we dealt with his monster called Katonan. I keep forgetting the name, sorry. Basically a robot thing that fed on people it ingested on like their emotions and stuff, so it's kind of messed up. Then we went and talked to the Space Wolf Space Marine again, and then we decided to go to the arena again where Mirazai and a bunch of the top gladiators decided to attack us, but we had talked to him earlier and convinced him to join us, so now he's with us. So sorry about that. We convinced him to be on our side, and now we can talk to him, so we're going to talk to him, learn everything about him that he's willing to share, and then we're going to head to the opera house again because we got to report our success and maybe get Heinrichs and the Space Wolf out. We'll see. Hello there. I want to know what happened before you took me to Kamara.
You want to know how and to what end I orchestrated all of this? Ask your questions.
Why did you kidnap me?
When Irimaris ordered us to lay waste to the monkey settlements, Tazara and I encountered resistance. I have hunted your kin too long not to notice how well you in particular were fending off our attacks. The rout in Tazara's arena, the appearance at the plundered vessel. Your kind are usually powerless against us, but not on that occasion. I began to suspect that you could not have managed it without outside help. Help from our side.
Nope.
I began sending out spies and assassins. My eyes and ears infiltrated your vessel, your cities, and they discovered a trail that led back to one of your worlds. A trail that ended with a burned monkey, the source of the information about where and when my cabal was going to strike. A little trickery to draw you away from the planet. And I had your little informant in my grasp. How the information was reaching his agents, the burned monkey himself did not even know. But based on the units involved and other details, it was clear. No monkey in real space could have gathered such specifics about raid complements and objectives. No, it was inconceivable. The information was being fed to you by my own kind, and I knew who. Irimaris Aziriesh, Archon of the Reaving Tempest, my former mistress. A cowardly bitch who punishes anyone who threatens her grip on power. I knew that to win a war against her, I would need the support of the Reaving Tempest's patron, the Cabal of the Black Heart. So I allied with Nazrake, who presided over the trial. I promised him that Irimaris would be humiliated. I promised him evidence. A lowly monkey that would disgrace Irimaris in the eyes of the Archons. For that performance, I needed you.
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't know Irimaris is on our side. You have spies on my ship?
Of course. If I'm not mistaken, you met the infiltrator yourself. A Cabalite who left a lava from Tavantius in one of the monkey. Or did you never work out the reason for the treachery during the raid on your ship so long ago now? Then there is no need for me to mention the sleeper agents hidden on your worlds.
That's not good. What agreement did you make with Nazrakai?
Overthrowing an Archon is far from easy, even one who has already tarnished her reputation. Every member of a Cabal has their supporters, and Irimaris is no exception. Nazrakay promised me a sham trial in the Obsidian Court with a predetermined outcome. Irimaris should have been convicted and dethroned. I was supposed to take her place and turn the Reaving Tempest into a loyal vassal of the Black Heart. Nazrakay was supposed to be the axe that fell on her neck. But it fell on mine instead. It was devious and worthy of praise, but why? A secret pact with Irimaris, or is there another reason? I will tear the answer from his throat along with his final breath. It must be said that Nazrakay did not have to try very hard to turn the court against me. Not after the stunt you pulled before the assembled Archons.
The tribunal, what was that about? I was being tried by the Inquisitor, and Heinrichs and Theodora were there. Why?
Who? I have no idea what you saw in your stupor. The homunculus's creature does not elicit specific images. It muddles your mind, forcing it to paint suitable pictures evoking confusion or fear. Neither Devantius nor I care about fussy monkey rituals. The lava must have created a suitable environment for you. One in which you would be more willing to answer my questions in the Obsidian Court.
What were you and Tazara doing in my protectorate?
What do any of my kind do in real space? We were reaping. Kamara was clamoring for meat. The Dark City had suffered losses in the latest disjunction. We needed sources of sweet pain to prime its minds and bodies. When the Archon bade my Cabal collect the harvest from the region, I did not suspect that it would turn into this game between you and me.
You and Earliet conspiring together, how did that come about?
Conspiring? No. There was no plot between us. She merely rushed to my bait. At first, I planned to use the one you trusted, the burned monkey with whom we had spent long hours awaiting your arrival. But my cousin was so swift. Afterward, she tracked down the monkey, killed him, and took the device that he had been using to contact me.
Yep.
I planted the first poisoned seeds in her soul back at our first meeting. I dropped a hint that I knew what had become of her world. I lured her in and left her with you. Time took care of the rest. That and an unpleasant discovery aboard your own ship. I did not ask her to hand you over to me. No, doing that would have made my poor cousin doubt herself even more than she was already. I simply told her where to seek out the traces of her craft world and the answers to her questions. A favor for a kinswoman, nothing more. And then I made ready for your arrival. For the only way she would reach that place was with you.
So that was why she was in my room looking for the shard of Cruderok. I cannot believe that Achilles betrayed humanity. I'm gonna guess it wasn't his fault. He was probably tortured and had the larva inside of him, but...
When a monkey is left alone with me and my art of pain, I plunge them into a deep well of suffering from which they will do anything to escape. Your kind have fragile souls. Your convictions and principles are a delusion that lends a mirage of meaning to your lives. Achilles and I had plenty of time alone together before your arrival. When he went out to meet you, he was already mine. I bought his loyalty with a promise to never touch his body or his mind ever again.
Messed up, but okay. Do you know about Yurliet's craft world?
I know it exists. I
Probably
know that
not.
my cabal found it, helpless and stationary, unable to protect its sons and daughters. I know that Iliad's kin began showing up as prisoners in the Reaving Tempest Spire, where they were fonts of exquisite, delightful pain. I spent too much time beyond the limits of our home to learn more than that. But that was enough to tempt Iliad with false hope.
So you had no intention of helping her.
Why do you say that? I promised to reunite her with her kin. A long-awaited reunion in a torture chamber. I find that very touching. They would have had so much to discuss. But there would have been time for fun as well. We cousins get together so rarely, after all.
Brother. Tell her the truth now.
We've already had words. I have no reason to conceal the truth now. Iliad has outlived her usefulness to me. Watching her face as she learned the truth was priceless.
I bet so. What were those creatures with you when you captured me? The, what's it called? Mandrakes?
Mandrakes. A foul breed that lurks in the bowels of Camorra. Their ability to find paths through the shadows was put to good use. I promised them forbidden trophies from the Reaving Tempest's coffers once I am Archon.
Was wrong. You made a promise to the Mandrakes that you cannot keep. Aren't you afraid of retribution?
Let them come for what they're owed. They will regret it.
I doubt it. Those things are master assassins, and they can teleport anywhere, technically. The theft of Rykad's son, was that your doing?
Did you not hear me when I answered you the first time? I do not like to repeat myself.
Okay.
Then what else do you need?
What happened to you after the trial?
I was handed over to the witch cult to do with as they wished. First, they made me fight the dregs in the arena, and then, once they'd had their fill of my debasement, I was granted entry into the blood-stained proselytes.
What did you hope to gain by agreeing to become a proselyte?
The continuation of my existence. When I lost my standing, I became fair game for anyone tempted by the prospect of slaying a disgraced Cabalite. For vengeance, or just for the pleasure of the kill. In Camorra, a lone Drukhari is a target. My talents may be prodigious, but I held no illusions about my chances.
You did not find much favor among the witches, it seems.
You cannot hope to understand the intricacies of Camorra and how it is structured. We are all each other's allies and worst enemies here. Towers of strength and duplicitous traitors both. The cults have always been half a step below the cabals in the hierarchy. And the witches relished the chance to abuse someone who once looked down on them.
Fair enough.
If our conversation is finished...
When given the chance to join me, you took it readily. That surprised me.
I had no intention of ending my days playing the role of meat in the arena. And then you blithely offered me an alliance after what I'd done to you. Why?
I require help to escape from Kamara.
So our interests align. For now.
I also did pity him because he got absolutely screwed over. Tell me about Kamara.
The Dark City is the bastion of the Drukhari, the most magnificent of all our strongholds. The Cabals, witch cults, and the Incubi inhabit the place, with swarms of scourges flying overhead and a myriad of misfits and horrors, including the covens of the homunculi wallowing underfoot. Which do you want to know about?
Okay, we saw Scourges. Those are the guys with the wings. You're from a Drukhari Cabal, right?
The Cabals are the foundation upon which rests the power of the one who rules Kamara, Asdrubal Vecht. Whether it is a mob of berserkers or an organized cartel, their essence is the same. An army of killers, ready to ravage entire worlds at the behest of their leaders. Or to rip out the throats of a neighboring cabal in a war declared by the Archons.
I wish to know more about the witch cults.
What more do you need to know that you have not already beheld with your own eyes? They are the mistresses of the arenas, and they're the gladiators who feed the audience in their ravenous agony with exquisite spectacles. Cults often travel to real space on the Cabal's raids, to revel in the pain and to capture fresh meat for their arenas.
What are the Incubi orders?
The aloof Incubi. They dedicate their lives to the art of killing, so much so that they do not plot or chase after delicious torment. All their hatred and longing for suffering are channeled toward perfecting their skill.
Tell me about the Scourges.
Winged Drukhari, who have chosen to go through an agonizing process to become such a monstrosity. They escort raiding ships and inflict the first strike on the enemy. In Kamora, these creatures huddled in flocks so that they do not fall victim to the more formidable of their kin.
Interesting. I never seen them before, so that was new to me. What about the homunculi covens?
Artists of the flesh who prefer to hide away in their laboratories and create nightmares from the materials their servants supply. Engines of pain, grotesques, racks, all are the fruits of their subtle craft.
Okay. Any thoughts on how we can escape this place?
On a mountain of bodies, bathing in our enemies' tears and blood. Do not deceive yourself by thinking we will escape this place alive without violence. I, for one, hope that there will be plenty of it.
There's already enough violence.
But there is one unfortunate detail. An Arabenian has stepped into your path. One of Kegarak's tribe, who lurk in the tangle of the webway. I've heard them called harlequins in your tongue. The one that appeared in the Obsidian Court is the most dangerous and unpredictable of all. I'm beginning to think that his visit is a sign that the events unfolding around us have not been left to chance. Perhaps they are the result of interference at the behest of the highest authority.
Maybe Kegarak himself? Because knowing Kegarak, he's the laughing god. He likes mayhem and chaos and funny things, which are not actually funny. It's actually terrifying. He probably would like a human coming into Kamara and causing a lot of mayhem.
Do not keep me waiting.
Alright, we'll head back to... what's his name? The homunculus. Try to get Heinrich's back and the Space Marine. Which I'm excited because I like... my favorite Space Marines are the Salamanders and the... what were the other ones? salamanders and the
won't
Death Guard,
tolerate weakness.
but space wolves themselves are a cool concept because it's just space Vikings, and they're pretty cool. Also gotta find my boots. I guess my boots are somewhere missing. Maybe they're with the homunculus guy. Because they're not in the what's it called? They're not in the arena or in the mangled sector because I went through the entire sector and didn't see nothing. I'll double check though, just in case. And then I'll walk all the way around quickly. And then we'll go. It says we can skip here, but we can't. Why is it showing the anatomical opera?
Victory awaits.
I just don't want to miss it, and Creeps is like, oh, these boots weren't actually a thing, but now they are, and they're super, like, useful, especially just made for you or something. I don't know. And also I did a closer look after managing some of the inventory and going through my abilities and stuff. I saw that, you know how we're like stage 3 for level ups? Why is he yellow? Am I supposed to kill him? I don't know. Sorry.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Since we're an exemplar, that's what's called. Basically we get to look at any skill that we might have missed out on from any other class we could have taken. That's why I became an unsanctioned psyker. That's why some people have been able to get, like, oh, on a kill you just shoot
Nothing
again.
matters more.
So that's actually pretty cool. I like that idea. Basically get a cross-class, a multi-class. Come on. Yeah, I'm gonna take the long way around. Sorry if this is taking a while. It's just I want to make sure I don't miss out on it before, you know.
It's about time.
Come on. I'm not searching on those stairways because we already went up there and looted everything from those places. Oh, what is this? The rising currents carry the smells of blood, pain, ichor, and failed abomination, or ambitions. The smells of the dark city. With my wings flung open, I weave the path through the spires like a dark lightning bolt, chaotic and unpredictable in its patterns. To fly is to hunt, and everyone in flight hunts everything else. Even I, Scourge Gartherit, Bloodfeather, do not have the privilege of inviolability. around these parts, I may become someone else's prey, except probably not today. This day I am the hunter. My homunculus modified olfactory receptors pick up the scent of my prey, and I tread cautiously as I approach it. The stench of monkey is foul but varied, and the scent of my prey is quite telling. A powerful specimen, brash and reeking with the blood of others. There we go. I descend to the minaret that grows out of the nearest spire and provides me with an excellent view. Accelerated reflexes allow me to assess the situation in a fraction of an instant. It is time. But I decide to wait and get a better look at the prey. A male monkey, a pampered upper-class cub who was fed and equipped with the best of their race can offer. It certainly arrived in the Dark City recently, the city which has not yet managed to leave a mark of perpetual expectation of doom on its flattened snout. The most glorious game which clings to life, the strongest and leaves the sweetest death essence. The reflexes urge the muscles to act. I act. The shard carbine spews forth a stream of crystalline projectiles that howl and shatter as they pierce the flesh of the prey. A deadly slashing blizzard drapes the streets in bloody snow. The bodies of random passers-by caught in the fire falling to the ground. This is a common occurrence in the spires. Everyone around me flees from the field of death whose borders I have made clear. The prey falls but is still alive. I do not expect the hunt to end with the first salvo. The prey is badly injured. I can easily finish it off in the open. The prey is trying to locate me. Its frantic gaze leaps helplessly from one spire to another, but my hiding place is too discreet. Triumphant, I revel in my superiority. If I summon everyone else, they're just going to get shot too, so I think I break and run. Clever. By escaping from the open streets, the prey has deprived me of an advantage of my long-range weapon, but I will not let it escape, so I spread my wings and soar over the alley, pelting the prey with bursts of indirect fire. The chase must not end too soon. The petitioner wanted my prey to die slowly. There is a strangeness in the movements of the prey as it dashes away one moment and freezes the next. My receptotropin altered pupils are adept at detecting movement, but they are worse at perceiving stationary objects, and my prey seems to be aware of this. Grabs someone's weapon from the ground and returns fire at random. The air fills with gunfire. As soon as the prey fires the first shot, everyone starts shooting at everyone else. This chaotic firefight engulfs the entire street. It spreads across the dark city like a wildfire, mindless and violent. I am forced into a steep dive, spinning around and dodging the tracks of multiple projectiles. The damn trick worked, and I let out a frustrated squeal. The hunt continues. The prey managed to elude me for a moment by ducking into a crowded street. The jet booster on my back emits a stream of ghostly blue flame, and I continue my pursuit. As I storm into the street, I see the prey again. This is a nice catch. The petitioner wanted me to deliver the prey to her, but I decide to do something different. When it is over, I will impale the body of the prey on a spike protruding from the high spire so that it serves as testament to my victory. My flight is swift. Everything unnecessary and atavistic has been cut from my body so that air currents carry it like a projectile from a splinter rifle. Alas, that is also my weakness. I am so light, even a small obstacle can throw me off course. But the prey has no idea how vulnerable I am in a fight. The initial horror caused by my sudden attack has already worn off. The prey has suppressed his panic and is acting decisively and boldly, a commendable triumph of will over instinct. Seeking to slow me down, the prey turns bystanders against me. It only takes the prey a couple of furious shouts to convince those huddled in the alley that a monster is coming for their heads. Lies. I'm only pursuing the prey. I am met with frantic gunfire, and after making a sharp ascent, I take a pair of plasma grenades from my belt and hurl them into the crowd. The bodies of the gullible fools who believe the prey evaporate and turn into bloody mist. The luckier ones fire at me, and one of the shots brings me to the ground. I wail furiously and finish them off with pointed bursts from my shard carbine. To cast me down as an indelible insult. The conclusion is drawing nearer. As I turn the corner, I triumphantly realize that I have driven the prey into a dead end. It is time for the massacre. The poison I received from the petitioner as payment for the hunt is contained in the crystalline projectiles and should have worked by now. It'll slow down the nervous system of the prey, weaken its muscles, and render it unconscious. When I spot the prey, I'm pleased to note the early signs of the effect my combat toxin is having on it. Its movements are slowed and is blinking often. Spots are floating in front of its eyes now. The prey lunges at me. I realize it's too late. That is not desperation but cold determination behind it. Yes! In the blind alley where my prey is about to die, there's enough room for me to spread my wings and soar. It does not grant me an opportunity to do so and kicks me back into the cramped street. The prey wishes to fight where it has the advantage. I try to slip past it to escape into the open and fail. The prey lands a couple of well-aimed blows and one of my wings hangs limply along my body. It will not be easy to return home to the top of the spires. Everything will be over in moments. The outcome will be decided in close combat. Wasting no time, my prey and I seize one another in a violent, furious embrace. Every decision made over the course of this fleeting hunt is being weighed, tipping the scale that will ultimately determine the winner. I am unpleasantly surprised when I realize the prey is aware of my combat style. It covers the vulnerable spots I like to cut open with my monomolecular claws, but this knowledge will not save it from death. My embedded glands spew hyperadrenaline into my bloodstream, and my artificially grown muscles convulsively swell under the porous fabric of my ghost plate. I torment the prey with claws protruding from my forearms and knees, and the prey banks on brute force, trying to break my fragile bones and shatter my joints. Powerful blows crush the hollow bones drilled by the crafty homunculus. Their lightness served me well during the flight, but has betrayed me here on the ground. I lose my footing, my body going floppy like a rag. My strength waning, I reach for the shard carbine and shoot the prey right in the face at point-blank range. The crystalline projectile whizzes within a hair's breadth of its face. A crushing blow turns my magnificent weapon to rubble with a mournful crunch. The prey grabs me by the throat, lifts me into the air, and snarls. It seems to want to know why I attempted to kill it. Would I tell it if I could about my petitioner, Kakarus the Witch? I had a feeling. About how insulted she was by the deaths of her fosterlings, the blood-stained proselytes, in the arena at the hands of my prey. About how badly she wanted to spite the prey's master, the sour-tempered homunculus Tervantius, who had arranged that insult. I do not know, for my throat is crushed, and only a faint wail escapes it. I die. I am dying at the feet of my prey. No, at the feet of a monkey. A humiliating end for one who earned the status of apex hunter of Kamra through two torturous alterations of the flesh and a bloody pilgrimage to the very tops of the spires. Does it hurt to perish like this? It does. Is it fair? It is. The chaotic bursts of violence that bloodied the streets of Kamra ends just as abruptly as it erupted. Such is life in the spires. Yeah, that's right. What do you got? Scourge's adrenal glands. Adrenal glands enhanced by homunculus, capable of dispersing pure hyperadrenaline through the owner's blood.
None shall stand in my way.
That's what you get when you mess with me. This way. I didn't finish my search. You interrupted me and teleported me back again. Okay. I must be in here then. Come on. Hey, do you want to talk again? No. Because there's stuff across the way, I just don't know how to get there yet, unless he's gonna open it for me.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Where... Did something happen? The cult of the fatal thirst craves blood. Your blood. My blood. One must have astoundingly insensitive to the vibrations of the Dark City not to realize this. Draken Azaresh, after you went against the Archon, the Reaving Tempest, you decided to violate the wishes of the Archon of the Black Heart as well. You were thrown into the arena to die. You show wretched incompetence by defying your masters. My presence offends you, I see. Good. You have made yourself quite comfortable here in the chasm. And is this where you have kept the things you dared not bring to the spire of the Raving Tempest? It must be vexing having to abandon it all as you flee the cult's wrath. Why do the witches desire my death? You humiliated them. Kakarus and I agreed that she would send fresh meat against you, but she decided to undermine my authority by sending out her best. You slaughtered them, and so it was the cult's authority that suffered. But who cares about a pathetic monkey? You are a lackey, and thus it is I who is responsible for undermining the cult's authority. You should be careful what you wish for, Xenos. And it wasn't enough for you just to kill them. You enticed one of the bloodstained proselytes. Yeah. To join the monkey's side. As the entire chasm watched, a slap in the face of the cult wasn't enough for you, so you decided to spit in their face as well? Oh, but there's more. I hope Kakarus and Sinisthorthia are now writhing in horror at the mere thought that their headless subordinates have lost the Kabbalite who was sentenced to death by Nazareke himself. First, they decided to play at charity by making me a proselyte, and now they let me slip through their fingers. Oh, I wish how I could see the succubus's face when she was given the news. You dispatched me to kill the witches. Are you telling me you did not anticipate such consequences? It was supposed to go differently. Your performance was supposed to be a lesson in respect, not a declaration of war. You would have killed someone unimportant and made the witches' vanity bleed. The witches would have received your head as a salve for their wounded pride. They would have been reminded for a time that I was still someone who could greatly complicate their existence. Instead, you have failed me, all of you. Kekoros did not keep her word, and you did not die in her trap. It is all your fault that things have spiraled out of control. So your original plan would have still had us all dead, you self-desiccated creep. Self-dissected creep. I don't care about Kekoros. You promised me to help get out of here. Forget the old promises, monkey. This is war. My loyal servants are being slaughtered across the chasm. I cannot take any more specimens away with me, and the ones I have already packed are far more valuable than you. Into the spire of the Reaving Tempest? To hide under the wing of Eremerus, an Archon fallen into disgrace? What an imprudent choice. You should run away from her and her troubles unless you are somehow connected to her crime. You were not in a position to know about the Archon's plans before, much less now. And so unravel the rotten threads in the tapestry of faith. Elentok, here is the true nature of the Dark Ones, a lie hidden behind sweet promises. Having learned from a cruel mistake, I foresaw this outcome. Belated wisdom. So what's the plan? I'll leave the anatomical opera and withdraw to the spire of the Reaving Tempest. The witches won't dare to settle their scores under the eye of my patrons, so the Cabal's valuable servant is safe from their ire. As for you, go out into the streets of the chasm and die. Or go to the arena and try to kill Kekoros. Even if you succeed, you will still die. I should have stopped wasting time on this idiocy long ago. All those pathetic simpletons did was weaken my focus and distract me from my masterpiece. At last I can devote all of myself to it. Don't be such a coward. Let us face them here and kill them. All of them. An unnecessary risk. This is not a hasty retreat, merely a temporary change of workspace. Enter the arena. The succubi will not pass up this chance to gut you in front of an audience. If you could simply wound Kekoros, it would give us both enough time to escape. For that, I will be willing to sacrifice the deadliest and most valuable specimens in my collection. To repay Kekoros for her treachery, I will send the Anguish Prospector. Yes, I get the abomination back there. To the arena. While the witches are preoccupied with ending your life, the Prospector will kill several of them. Regardless, it is too conspicuous for me to hide from the cult's huntresses. Let my creation perform the symphony of pain it was designed. If you manage to kill her, run. Sinistoria will not let such impertinence go unpunished, and her wrath is 100-fold more dangerous than Kekoros's fury. Do not return to the chasm. You will find no shelter there. Seek salvation in other spires, and you may prolong your agony for a short time. I have this. Curious, you have earned my attention. Speak quickly. Since you're abandoning your lair, would you be willing to share some of your creations with me? The mere thought of you tarnishing them with your filthy hands is revolting, but if it serves to ensure my safety, I'll tolerate this obscenity. Yes, I can get all of his stuff. Literally all of it. Okay. Don't mind me take your entire stock. I'll have to look at this stuff later. Thank you.
Victory awaits!
You took my companion's respiratory augment, and now she is dying. Return it immediately. What striking proof of the innate shallowness of your kind. After ridding her of that cruel device, you refer to it as an augment. I restored an intriguing feature of her genetic code. So be it. I will not squander my best materials on her. I'll return her mechanism without delay. First, let us remove some of the redundant parts. Which one do you choose? She's healed, good. I only get to see some. For each part, I only get some. Okay. Allow me to take the Space Marine. No. Since you are intent on fleeing, you might as well release my companions. Hey, he's back. I cannot transport them to my new sanctuary. You may take them. I have unlocked the containment sarcophagi for dangerous specimens. Go and inspect them. Some of your servants may still be alive, but do not allow them to use their abilities until I have left the anatomical opera. Since it might be the only way to get this guy out, I'm gonna try this. Your tissues are of little interest to me. You are a rather unremarkable piece of meat. However, luckily for you, I happen to be in need of a fresh spinal cord sample. I need spinal cords. They kind of help me stand. Ouch. Every movement and breath reveals new shades of intolerable pain. All you can do is grit your teeth and conquer it as an obedient specimen would. So be it. You have earned a few minutes of my attention. The answer is still no. This particular specimen has phenomenal parameters. I previously studied 2 other specimens of the same breed, but have yet to untangle their genetic secrets. He also performs well in the arena. I'll not part with him. With him I will definitely succeed. I would further both our interests. If you are so helpless, then what use is there in letting you live? Surely it's dangerous to keep such a prisoner in your abode. What if he escapes and comes for your head? Do you think some monkey can frighten me? His body may be strong, but his mind is simple, and therefore he is no more difficult to keep under control than any other member of your species. The loss of some monkey could never impede the work of a mind as great as yours. Perhaps the genetic subtype of all 3 specimens was defective, and this is the cause of my limited success. In that case, the loss of this specimen would not be significant. I recommend pain as a mean of pacification, and you can take his armor. I found it entirely unintriguing. Nice, we got him out. That's it. Okay, bye.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Where is he? I saw him get out over here. Oh no. I need your help. Don't you want to slay Xenos with me?
Why didn't you say that at the start? What did you expect? Did you think you would have to send the slaughter under the bloodthirsty killer's nose, and it would rush off to do your bidding?
Are you a coward then, afraid to come out of your cage?
When I rip your insolent tongue out of your throat, do not ask why. This is why.
Tervantius gave you to me. Join my party.
Gave? Well, if he gave me to you, step into this cage and take me. You think a filthy blasphemous Xenos could do whatever he pleases with me?
Brother, chill.
Come here, you wretch! You have hidden on the other side of those bars long enough! Come in here and repeat your filthy words so I can kick them back into your bloody, stinking muscle!
Okay, bro.
Fine. You got a rise out of me. And from what I can smell, you did not soil yourself in the process. I respect those with courage. I can work with you.
Nice.
It seems Tervantius is not as clever as he likes to appear if he's letting me out of the cage. The joke is on him. Good steel I have already. But if we are going hunting, I will need my wolf skin.
I'll get it for you.
What did you say your name was?
Von Valancius? Nice, okay. He's a space wolf, a mighty space marine. His proportions instill respect in his allies and fear in his foes. But because Ulfar takes up 4 cells instead of 1, certain mechanics may work differently for him. Ulfar does not use cover or conventional human armor and weapons. His unique ability allows him once per combat, instead of losing consciousness due to reduced wounds at 0, he becomes incapacitated for 2 turns. While in this state, Ulfar cannot be targeted by attacks or suffer damage, and he also counts as full cover for his enemies. Once 2 rounds have passed, he can act again and regains half his health. Furthermore, he is an arch-militant. An arch-militant's keystone ability allows them to stack up versatility each time they make an attack. Yeah. He takes up 4 spaces. That's insane. Who would I want to take over? I'm thinking of the people I have here. I want to keep Pascal just because that is an insane amount of damage I can do with his ability right away. So Jay. Yeah, Jay is not that good. Sorry, Jay. Hello. So are you literally just all melee, or like what's your features? I gotta look at your features first. He has a kick, run and gun, firearm mastery, revel and slaughter, rapid fire, control shot. So he does have guns, and he goes for a throat. So he's a bit of both. Yeah, he's 70 and 70. Yeah, that'll be good. And let's get your weapon skill up because I feel like you'll be melee a lot, but we'll see. Next turn. Attack this turn will cost 0 AP and will not count towards attack limit. Okay. He's a death world. Which makes sense, actually. He probably has a bolt gun. So, yeah. Athletics or demolition? Athletics, I guess. And then we'll do this. Ballistic skill. Then we will look down here. Heavy weapons, probably. If he needs it. He has 80 strength. He doesn't need that. He might have chain axes or something, so maybe. What does he rely on? Dodge, armor, and parry. Okay. Solid weapons for bolters. Yeah, let's get him armor. Let's go athletics again, weapon skill. Do that, it'll stack his revive ability. Keep going athletics. Anything to add more stacks, I feel like. Every round the first target. Yeah. Let's do that so he can shoot more often. Weapon skill. Do that. If he's going to be taking everything, he might need it, but probably not. Devastating attack. Exploit weakness. Weapon skill again. He's good on athletics, so let's start building up Carouse, maybe? Dodge reduce, maybe? No, let's go close quarters, yeah. Strength. Toughness. Toughness. And strength. No, double toughness. And then critical hit chance to that. There. And now he's an exemplar, so he gets even more. That could be good. Then, if he gets any effects, yeah. I'll leave this episode here, I'll keep going, and then next time we'll collect everything that this homunculus left us, and then we'll go to the arena, I guess, and see if we can escape, or maybe we'll just go to a different section of Kamra. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and have a nice day.